VINDICTUS Defying Fate is an upcoming single-player and co-op action RPG, developed and published by Nexon, positioned as a spiritual successor to the acclaimed MMORPG VINDICTUS, also known as Mabinogi Heroes in South Korea. Built using Unreal Engine 5, the game reimagines the brutal, stylish combat of its predecessor within a modern, cinematic framework that emphasizes fast-paced action, precise timing, and dynamic animations. Unlike traditional MMOs, VINDICTUS Defying Fate shifts to a more focused mission-based structure rather than an open-world format, allowing players to tackle tightly designed combat scenarios either solo or cooperatively. Players assume the roles of iconic and new characters from the VINDICTUS universe, including fan favorites like the dual sword-wielding Lan and the shield-bearing knight Fiona, as well as newcomers such as the hammer-wielding Karok and the elegant greatsword user Delia. VINDICTUS Defying Fate is designed as a live service experience with seasonal updates, additional characters, and evolving storylines while avoiding pay-to-win mechanics and maintaining a fair, skill-based progression system. The game's lore reimagines the Norse mythos roots of the original title, expanding on a dark fantasy world where heroes defy preordained destruction, challenging gods, fate, and monstrous adversaries across shattered landscapes and ancient ruins. VINDICTUS Defying Fate is poised to rekindle interest in character-driven action, RPGs, and potentially revive the legacy of one of Korea's most beloved online franchises for a new generation. Now you can enjoy the screenshots without any interruption. Enjoy!